This one kinda slipped under my radar. I really hadn't heard much about it until it hit VOD, but the poster immediately caught my attention, so good job on that one. I'd actually only seen the poster and heard that the movie was good, but that's it. And based on that, I figured it was some sort of action movie, probably a pretty violent one, and I thought it was pretty safe to assume that the main guy would get some sort of upgrade, somehow involving tech. And all of that is pretty much true. But I did expect a bit more action. There's really not that much of it. A little bit more near the end, but the first hour, not that much. I really liked what they did with the title sequence though. I don't remember seeing that before. It's pretty simple. There's a computerized voice that reads all the stuff instead of the text appearing on the screen. I mean, it has to have been done before, right? It's a little bit too simple not to. But I liked it. It was something different. So the movie is about a guy who gets offered an experimental implant that's supposed to enhance his natural abilities. It's also essentially a revenge story wrapped in a whodunit. And it's a stylish movie. For the most part, it looked really good. It's sort of futuristic, but also kinda grounded. They didn't go all out Blade Runner with it. But I also bet it didn't have that kind of budget. In fact, I think it was pretty low budget, and it kinda shows at times. Some of the effects just didn't look that great. Mostly CGI though. When there's actual sets, they usually look very good. The acting's good, I like the main guy. He looks like Tom Hardy and sounds exactly like Joel Kinnaman. I got a few giggles out of that. I like the dialogue. It didn't feel forced or clunky, for the most part. It was pretty funny. It definitely worked. But the funniest part, hands down, was when he told the lady detective to literally get out. Get it? She's in the movie Get Out. No? Okay. My favorite part of the movie though was probably the camera work. They did some great stuff. The action was very well done, except for that car chase. One of the most boring car chases I've seen in a while. But the rest of it was great. I liked the disconnect between his face and his body. That was fun. I mean, The Matrix did it 20 years ago, but still, they did their own thing with it. The main problem with the movie though is that the answer to who done it is a bit too obvious. Now there's another layer to it that I didn't figure out immediately, but most of it is just too obvious. All you have to do is ask one question, which should be one of the first questions you ask in a whodunit. Who would benefit from this happening, right? Well, the answer to that is right there. They kind of failed at a crucial part. They didn't really set up a diversion. They didn't sneak in a red herring to distract you. There's only one possible answer that makes any sense. And that immediately removed any sense of mystery. Now, as I said, there's another twist to it. The problem is that one didn't really make that much sense. It makes enough sense for it to sort of work, but start poking at it and it starts falling apart pretty fast, which would be fine in a dumb movie. But this isn't really that dumb. It's good. It's pretty clever, but it eventually gets pretty dumb. There's specifically one cut the shit moment where the movie basically lost me. And it didn't even need to be there. And they didn't do anything with the one thing the scene actually did set up. It was one of those, oh, we're doing this now moments. And after that, I kinda lost interest. The thing is, if you start dumb, you can keep being dumb, and I'll still be there right with you. But if you start clever and then go dumb, you'll lose me. And this one kinda lost me. There's just one too many things that don't really add up. Now it's still a lot smarter than most action movies. This thing actually has a coherent plot and a couple of characters. I'm just not sure I'd even call it an action movie though. It's a bit too slow to be one. Not quite enough action. I'm not really sure what I'd call it, other than a revenge story wrapped in a whodunit with a splash of cyberpunk. Not that putting it in a box is that important. And that very last little twist in the very end, I also saw that coming from the very moment they set it up, which was frustrating. And the thing is, they sort of telegraph a lot of the plot points. So instead of going, oh, I see how they set that up, I should have seen that coming, You go, oh, they're setting that up. I see where this is going. It deflates any sort of suspense, which isn't good. The movie is, for the most part, well executed though. It's not a bad movie by any means. And unless you're a nitpicking twerp like me, you'll probably enjoy it a lot. There's a bunch of good stuff in there. So would I recommend it? Absolutely. Go watch it. It's pretty fun. Or don't. I'm not your dad.